It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Hawks in Atlanta. Last game for the Hawks, they ended up with a loss to Cleveland. A crushing defeat in that one. Still with a sour taste in their mouths, they're looking to play much better. Should be an interesting evening. Two teams that like to slow things down a bit.
Ernie, you sound like a record that's going wrong.
Yeah.
Man, need to speed you up. Put
Kenny,
that battery in your back.
what are some of the keys to running a really good half-court offense?
Well, you're slowing me down, Ernie. Patience. Gotta have patience. Like you have to have the kind of patience that it takes to sit next to you and Shaq right now, while you guys are really making me feel uncomfortable with your slow motion manners.
Well, Ernie, he didn't answer the question
Oh,
right.
my goodness.
You have to value each possession because you may not get a lot of them.
That's the
Not
fastest
only
I've heard
that,
Shaq
Ernie,
speak.
Offensive rebounding can change a game.
Oh.
Excellent point.
Thank
man.
you, Ernie.
That's actually you need to speak like that more often.
Let's go courtside to Kevin
Kevin Harlan.
Harlan.
I'm the only one in
Harlan.
fast motion here.
The Hawks play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live right here from Atlanta, Georgia. Along with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. First game of this trip here for the Pistons. They're hoping to start it off with a W, winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
The way this team has played, Kevin, I would expect them to continue the win streak against this team because, quite honestly, they enjoy a lot of matchup advantages in this one.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy was the head coach in Miami, Orlando, and now Detroit. Now, he's promised his wife that this is the last stop. He said, I wanted one more shot at it. I've got a great owner, and I should be able to get it turned around in the time that he's giving me. If I don't, I don't. But this will be the last one. Kevin?
And D.A., it's obvious that Stan has a real love for the game. Here's hoping he turns that storied franchise around. We have 2 teams that love to score out of the post, but they need enough space, Brent, to do it. Watch the strategy here.
Sometimes it's not just about the space, Kevin, but it's about the timing of the cuts. When a guy has a post-up opportunity, if the defense is looking at that post-up player, if you move at the right time, you can really create some incredible space for that guy, not only to score, but to sometimes find cutters who sneak behind the eyes of the defense.
Great answer. So Atlanta will get the first possession. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Johnson is out there with Griffin. Then there's Jackson. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Kennard in at the shooting guard. Here's Dedmon. The feed now to Bazemore. And Bazemore snaps it in.
Awesome throwdown by Bazemore there. He really does get up and jam that one home.
Johnson with a screen on Schroeder. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Over Collins. That shot by Griffin, no good. And it's the Hawks ball. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And really, you'd like to just see more from that inside game offensively. In that one, it didn't happen.
And sometimes your poor shooting from the perimeter can dictate, it should dictate, that you go to the inside. Tonight, they didn't do it.
And taken away by Johnson. Oh, here we go with Griffin. No, but oh!
Oh, goodness.
Well, anyone looking for highlights? Because you just found one. How about the creativity there in the air?
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Here's Collins. 14 points from him the last game against Cleveland.
And he also controlled the boards. He just seemed to be in the right position every time the ball came off the rim.
For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Griffin against Collins. Oh!
Yeah. And that's what Griffin does best. They're remarkable how he maintains control and schools the D.
Schroeder dishes to Prince. Dedmon passes to Schroeder. Johnson against Prince. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Andre Drummond picks one up. The Atlanta shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And that one falls for Prince.
And one thing that you can say about this Pistons team is they are fundamentally sound, strong on the glass and closing out possessions, and they really don't make a lot of mistakes.
And both free throws good for Prince. Great with the Pistons and their discipline as a team. Part of their great rebounding means they allow very few second chance points, one of the fewest allowed in the league last season.
And couple that with how strong they've been at taking care of the basketball. Low turnover numbers as well as points allowed off of those turnovers. And with that rebounding, I think it makes for very measured basketball.
And he dunks it in right on top of Stanley Johnson. Oh, brother.
Fun to watch Kent Bazemore flesh out more of his overall game. Quick at getting passes over to his teammates.
Jackson kicks to Johnson. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Griffin passes to Kennard. Up again. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Prince. Good work defensively by Johnson. Pistons trail by 4. On the wing, Johnson. Outside, Jackson. Johnson kicks to Griffin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Not happening with that shot. He's put up 5 and made 2. Bazemore dishes to Schroeder. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Well, if you read the scouting report on Schroeder, he likes to get into the basket as close as possible because he's usually good from there.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
Yeah, just not good court awareness there. You cannot afford to be careless. That just leads to bad turnovers.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Schroeder passes to Dedmon. Stolen by Jackson. To the inside. Here's Drummond. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Drummond.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
So it's the Pistons now after the basket by Atlanta.
Well, Griffin not shying away from the contact. As he's elevated his game, he understands he's going to see a bunch of physical play.
Detroit shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he makes the first. Now, Brent, we're far enough into the season where certain rookies are starting to hit the wall. What can coaches do to stop that process or help them through that process of that rookie, that so-called rookie wall?
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, Kevin, there's not much a coach can do for a player. And I'll tell you, I've seen it where years a player after 41 games is gassed. And certainly over the course of the past few years, I've seen plenty of rookies not be phased at all. So it just depends on the makeup of the guy and what he's been asked to do. I don't know that there's too much a coach can really get into the head of a player on, other than trying to keep him confident.
And there's the foul. It's on Dwayne Dedmon. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Hawks making a switch here. Plumlee's checked in. On defense, the Hawks. Nice ball movement by Detroit. 5 to shoot. Here's Drummond. Banked in off the glass.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Now here's Schroeder. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
They get it again. Schroeder against Jackson. Back to Johnson. And Drummond kicks to Johnson. Outside Jackson. To the middle. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Prince dishes to Collins. Griffin with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Griffin's got 7.
And I ask you, what can you do? This guy is a phenomenal decision maker.
Here's the screen. Prince against Johnson. Here's Schroeder. Knocks down the 3-ball. Schroeder's got his second bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Good on the shot.
Yeah, got to feel good about the way you started this one, guys, as he is making almost everything out there and giving his team a good, solid boost.
Now here's Schroeder. He has 5. The pass to Plumlee. Back to Schroeder. Rebound, Detroit. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end. Now, this is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible, not getting anything to go.
And it goes down 2 points. Drummond's got his second basket of the night.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. Their last encounter was in Detroit, where they were able to handle the Pistons.
Yeah, really ratcheted up the pressure in their last matchup, getting steals and just creating havoc defensively.
The turnover margin was well within their favor, and you have to point to that ferocious D they played as the biggest factor in that win.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Taylor with the ball. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. There's Bembry, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Still fresh on the minds is that 2015 season for the Atlanta Hawks when they won 60 games and a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals, but they've never quite recaptured that magic, and most of those players are gone, so time to rebuild.
That free throw, no good. And Brent, the Hawks win total steadily diminishing over the last 2 seasons. What do you think happened?
Well, I think there's a couple of things going on. Maybe a team figured out some of what they do systematically, and then they lost a lot of the guys that were part of that team that won so many games a few years ago. So they're going to younger players that don't have as much experience, and younger players that don't have as much experience in the system. It takes a little while to get that stuff back.
Brent, you've played for 6 different teams. What does it feel like to have to go in and prove yourself to a whole new group of teammates and coaches, a new fan base, all of it?
I think those situations can all change dramatically, Kevin. If you're in the league for 5 or 6 years, there's a good understanding that you're there for a reason. You're just shifting addresses and cities at that point. And I think guys have an understanding and respect for what you bring to the table because they know your game will travel.
Good answer. Here's Smith. Out left to the wing. There's the 3. That one, no good. The Hawks leading. In the corner, it's Delaney. Taylor kicks to Muscala. Pass to Bembry. They set the screen. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear, this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
And he makes the first. And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been 1 or 2 pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
Coach Budenholzer comes from a basketball family. His father coached for over 20 years. It feels like he was just born into it. Definitely what many would consider a coaching lifer.
6 to shoot. To the left wing. And Lure gets it to go. Lure's got himself on the board with 3 there. The Hawks trail it. And Mike Budenholzer, winning Coach of the Year in the league in 2015, leading the Hawks to 60 wins.
Well, that was the most wins in franchise history, and an amazing collective effort from the Atlanta Hawks that year. No doubt a high water mark that he's hoping to surpass in the next couple of seasons and become elite in the Eastern Conference.
Smith, no luck.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
Plumlee with the screen. Delaney, the pass to Plumlee. Back to Delaney, 18 feet out. Doesn't go that time. And the Pistons now going the other way. Here's Galloway. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. There's the pick. He kicks to Ennis. There's the triple. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And the Pistons lead by 2.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Taylor kicks to Plumlee. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Dishes it to Galloway. Another three for Detroit.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Taylor passes to Plumlee. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Smith kicks to Galloway. Tolliver dishes to Smith. Over Taylor. Smith, no good.
And when he's this close, he's got to make it. The defense was pretty good, but just shouldn't miss that.
In the corner, it's Delaney. Here's Muscala. Here's Bembry. No good with the triple.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And here's Ennis. He averages about 5 points a game. 5 on the clock. Lure sets the pick for Smith. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Some guys just take pride in how they set screens. It might seem like a small part of the game, but as you saw there, it can have a huge impact in getting a shooter an open look at the basket.
Now here's Taylor. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Here's Bembry. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
The Hawks shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. And the Pistons with possession here. Smith kicks to Lure. There's the dish to Galloway. They get it back.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Taylor attacking to the left side wing. Here's Bembry. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Here's Ennis. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. Blake Griffin getting it done for the Detroit Pistons. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We've got more in store for you right after this. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, recruited by college coaches, and then he, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. Doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
I mean, they're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, they're taking care of the ball. They're attacking on defense. And this has them out to a big lead after one.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. They've got Smith. John Lure's out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then it's Ennis, and it's Galloway in at the 2. Tolliver for 3. Rebound Atlanta. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. To the wing right side. Here's Delaney. Goes back up. Goes back up. Dedmon battles through traffic and lays it in. Dedmon's got his second bucket of the night.
Dedmon using his length that time on the offensive end.
Galloway, the pass to Lure. They set the pick. Smith dishes to Tolliver. Lets it go with a 3. Here's Lure. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Lure's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. Taylor kicks to Dedmon. Stripped it away. Ennis passes to Lure. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis. Lure's got 4 this quarter.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Taylor. Kicks to Muscala. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Detroit.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. And we have so many great spot-up shooters in this league, but from what you've seen, who are some of the best shooters off the dribble?
First guy I think about, Kevin, is Kevin. It's Durant, though, not you. I know you're a great shooter.
I was a good shooter.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant's efficiency after transferring over from OKC to Golden State, it's really remarkable how much he's learned to play without the basketball, yet still having a career-efficient year. Him off the dribble is dangerous for anybody.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. On the wing, Jackson is guarded by Schroeder. Tries again. Drummond. Dedmon with the block.
We've got to respect the wingspan that time of Dwayne on that end. Look, you go up like that and you're a dead man.
And Brent, for the Hawks, a new $50 million practice facility. In 2019, their G League team begins playing in College Park.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that we're almost to every team having a G League affiliated roster that they can work with throughout the course of the season. So the Hawks became the 16th team to snatch up a G League operation, and I think that Mike Budenholzer and their organization will use that well, as they'll want player development coming out of College Park.
First one falls for him. And one thing that's a constant for Atlanta, great activity defensively.
Well, there's a system offensively for the Hawks, but there is a system of rules for them also defensively. So they did a good job of being in good position, setting themselves up to defend plays, to get steals and deflections and draw charges. And they did a great job last year with the addition of Dwight Howard being a better rebounding team. That's something they need to try to hang their hat on this year as well.
Now here's Schroeder. He has 5. And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Jackson dishes to Griffin. There's the lob to Jackson.
And that's just instinctual stuff there, Kevin. Easily setting up his teammate with the pass.
The Hawks trail by 3. Passes to Bazemore. He dishes it to Schroeder. Pass to Prince. No good. Johnson with some nice D. The pass to Kennard. Outside Jackson. Drummond a screen. Feeds it to Jackson. 5 to shoot. Shoots. They shoot again. Dedmon with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. This is the 2K leaderboard with a rundown of the NBA's top defenders down low. The league's leaders in rejections this month. Andre Drummond, 4th.
And guys, as the month has unfolded, his interior defense has gotten better and better.
Hawks have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And Bazemore kicks to Prince. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. Schroeder passes to Bazemore. Here's Dedmon. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. Takes a shot at the elbow.
Well, Dedmon does such a good job as a mobile, quick-footed big man. Good at contesting the shots down there.
It's good. 6 points for Prince.
Soft touch on the lay-in. Not everyone has that.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
Shot by Collins, no good.
And that's a rare sight. Usually shooters make the defense pay when they're that lackadaisical.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And I know we want to assume these shots are going in. The defense definitely blew an assignment there, but still got lucky.
Detroit leading by 3. Now here's Jackson. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Denver.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
Just 4 to shoot. Here's Kennard. Atlanta with the rebound. Dedmon's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Prince, the pass to Collins. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. That one misses for Collins. Brent, 15th overall is where you were drafted, right in the middle of the first round. A very nice place to be. Talk about the nerves waiting for your name to be finally called by the commissioner on that podium.
Well, Kevin, I wasn't nervous, and I'll tell you why. Actually, I was nervous, and it was more about the captain landing the plane. You and I have shared this story, and I'll share it with you.
That jam.
No way.
I mean, just beautiful.
And the aggressiveness of Griffin, always on the attack. Gotta love that tenacity, Kevin.
Schroeder up top, guarded by Jackson. That one drops for him. Schroeder's got 7 points in the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
And stolen by Drummond. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Whoa!
Wow. Good look out. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Here's Collins. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Kicks it out to Prince. And the layup's good off the glass. Prince has got 4 this quarter. Detroit leading by 3. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
Well, funny, with most players, it just takes a couple baskets to get going. Griffin right now looking amazing in the spots where he's going to get it most.
Here's Kennard. The putback, and Griffin stays with it. And the Pistons lead by 7.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Schroeder dishes to Dedmon. To the inside, Prince. No good on the shot. Good D by Johnson.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
And Drummond is right there. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Bazemore for 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. 3 on 3 from the baseline. Makes that one after missing his first 6 shot attempts. 1 for 7 and hungry for more. Atlanta calls timeout. The last season for Reggie Jackson, he just couldn't get back to full strength. Missed a lot of time, Greg, as you know, with that injury to start the year. And even when he returned, his legs wouldn't cooperate and give him his usual burst and acceleration.
Yeah, and you could see it in Jackson's performance and really the numbers. Steep drop in production from what he had been putting up, and very dependent on his burst. So hopefully he can avoid any leg troubles moving forward.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. And it's blocked.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Taylor against Smith. He feeds it to Griffin. The jump hook. Plumlee with some nice D.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling. Exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
For Atlanta, they have hit 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far. Folks, that's 50%. Not great work there.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first one falls. So for the Pistons, Lure comes in for Andre Drummond. And it's Tolliver in for Blake Griffin. And so he hits both. Now Smith. Lure the screen. Smith the pass to Lure. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
And here's a look at the stats for Lure. His last 10 games, he's around 6 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Here's Bembry. He has 6, and he uses the glass on the layup. Bembry's got 4 this quarter.
And you'll take that shot every time down. Beautiful work all the way around.
They set the screen. Smith against Taylor. Smith kicks to Tolliver. Shot clock at 6. Lure the screen. Here's Galloway. Drills the three-pointer. Galloway's got 6.
Well, some guys just take pride in how they set screens. It might seem like a small part of the game, but as you saw there, it can have a huge impact in getting a shooter an open look at the basket.
Muscala uses the glass to finish the layup.
That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Detroit leading by 8. We've got 1:28 left to play in the first half. Galloway kicks to Lure. Here's Galloway. He has 6. Off target with his 3.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Here's Delaney, and again it's Atlanta. And 1:01 left to play here in the half. They set the pick. Galloway dishes to Tolliver. The feed now to Smith. Here's Lure. Rebound by Muscala. Muscala's got 5 rebounds tonight. Smith against Taylor. And Muscala kicks to Bembry. Hawks passing it around. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. The Hawks have hit 6 free throws in 10 attempts. And the first one at the line is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 26 seconds left in the first half. Here's Galloway. He's got 6. Screen by Smith. Shot clock at 5. They set the pick. Shoots the 3. Doesn't go for it. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. The Pistons on top. They lead by 4. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action already in this one. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter was all about Blake Griffin. He ended up with 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 steal. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Efficiency. You know, I think that's big. That's a key to success. You got to protect the basketball. You can't make those risky passes that lead to highlight film dunks. So I thought it was a great job.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks?
Their three-point shooting in the first half was atrocious. Ugh, ugly, awful, nasty. It's not that they're just missing shots. It's like they just keep taking the shots. Hold on, Ernie. Hey, you! Whatever your number is, stop shooting the 3. See, Ernie, that's all the coach got to do. Tell him stop shooting the 3. Pass, cut, work together, do something.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
And we welcome you back with a look at Phillips Arena, such a terrific location here in the heart of downtown Atlanta. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
Pistons leading by 4. Schroeder and Bazemore are in the backcourt. Collins is out there with Prince, and it's Dedmon in at the center. So that's the Hawks 5. Johnson the screen. Baseline jumper. Drummond controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Schroeder passes to Dedmon. Pass to Bazemore. Kept alive by Atlanta. And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. And that one falls for Collins. And so Collins nails both of them. Here's Dedmon. He kicks it to Bazemore. Dishes to Collins. Bazemore with it. They set the pick. Here's Dedmon. Here's Collins. And it's good off the back rim and in. Collins has got 8 points. The Pistons leading. And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. Drummond sets the screen for Griffin. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Griffin's got 19 points.
One of the spots where Griffin has done most of his work, squaring up and then knocking down that mid-range jumper with tremendous consistency.
Schroeder kicks it to Bazemore. The dish now to Collins. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Collins has got 6 in the quarter. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Oh my goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Schroeder dishes to Prince. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
One shot, gentlemen.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Griffin against Collins. Low block shot. Griffin's shot is off. The Hawks trailing. Bazemore passes to Dedmon. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And Dedmon's a great athlete and bringing some verticality on the offensive end.
Pistons shooting not great, 40% for the game. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Drummond dishes to Jackson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
For Detroit, they have shot 3 of 6 at the foul line. And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Jackson.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And here's Schroeder. He's got 7. Collins kicks it to Bazemore. Hawks passing it around. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Griffin. Here's Jackson. Banked in off the glass. Jackson's got 8 points.
Well, the defense does not appear to be playing together out there right now. Lots of bad reach-ins and not enough getting in front of the man to stop the penetration.
Prince outside. Kicks it to Dedmon. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Schroeder. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Pistons leading by 3. Johnson attacking. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
One of the most impressive things about Blake Griffin is Greg when he gets out and runs the open floor.
Yeah, not to mention his ability to run the break himself. A terrific ball handler, even under pressure, and one of the best passers at the 4 in the league, if not the best.
Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. Pass to Bazemore. He dishes it to Prince. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. He's made all 3 of his free throws so far.
An 85% mark from the line. There aren't too many players in the league who are going to sport a much better percentage.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
That one is off.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
And the second free throw, good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Drummond with a screen on Prince. Here's Johnson. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 11 rebounds in the game. Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Prince.
Great patience on the block, elevating with ease and then sinking the close range shot over the top of the D.
Oh, Griffin in position, and then Griffin with the dunk.
And Blake Griffin, once again, an opportunity to show us his bounce, a dangerous player when he skies up for the alley-oop.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Johnson against Prince. Here's Dedmon, and it's in there. Dedmon's got 4 this quarter.
Well, that's some good O there. Always like to see them getting those interior looks.
Johnson the screen. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Schroeder leading the charge. Bazemore misses. The Pistons have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Shots good by Kennard. Kennard's got his second basket of the game.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
Bazemore passes to Dedmon. Back to Bazemore. Poke loose. It's stolen by Johnson. Inside. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
And how about the numbers on Andre Drummond? The past month has been surreal, averaging 15 points a game and almost 3.5 blocks. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
I feel like those rebounds are wearing down and eroding the opponent. His effort right now, physically and mentally, has been good. Really shocking he didn't take advantage of that golden opportunity there. He needs to be much better in that situation.
Outside Griffin. Pass to Johnson. Outside Griffin. The pass to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Schroeder. Off the screen. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty, that's an 11.
Atlanta calls timeout. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
And he can't be stopped right now. The D looks like they're at a loss, and they have no idea how to contain him.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. And a chance now to review the shot chart for the Pistons.
And this is the kind of performance that everyone talks about seeing in person. The way he's attacked the defense with no hesitation. The tough shots he's taken and made, just a masterpiece. When he gets it going, he can put up some big numbers.
The Hawks trail by 6. Taylor dishes to Muscala. Taylor kicks to Delaney. To the paint. Stolen by Lure. 3-on-3. Poked away. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Here's Plumlee. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
He misses the free throw. Good on the second free throw. There's Galloway. 6 points for him. Feeds to Tolliver. To the left wing. Lure sets the pick for Ennis. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Ennis has got 5 points so far.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Taylor kicks to Plumlee. From deep. Shot by Taylor, no good.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. The Hawks, number 1.
I mean, they've gotten a little more aggressive defensively. You can become a more confident team on that end, and so much of it, I think, has to do with forcing turnovers and creating offense.
And the first one drops. Good on both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
The Hawks trail by 9. He feeds it to Plumlee. Pass to Bembry. Shot clock at 6. And he banks in the layup. 10 points for him.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Now here is Smith. Now Ennis. Back to Smith. They set the pick. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Ennis passes to Tolliver. Sinks the three-pointer. Tolliver's got 5 now.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Plumlee with the screen. Muscala misses.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
There's Galloway. He's got 6. Smith dishes to Galloway. Lure the screen. Now here's Ennis. Defense right on him. And here we go. Fast break. Plumlee's got it. The quick look, no good that time. Pistons leading by 10. Here's Galloway. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. It's stolen by Muscala. Here's Delaney. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Ennis. And he finished it off with a lay-in. Ennis has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
There's your run out. Great individual play.
Yeah, beats the transition defense up the floor, and then the easy finish. Boy, those feel good.
Taylor kicks to Muscala. Shoots from 8. It's hauled in by Tolliver.
Pretty surprised he missed that shot. The defense was decent, but not really a factor.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You take a look at the Pistons. They're having a solid season. 5th in the conference and looking to move up. And checking out Atlanta. 6 games out.
And I think for the Hawks, nobody was calling on them to kind of set the world on fire. But even those modest expectations have yet to be realized.
Yep, any glimmers of hope that may have been there early for them have all just disappeared at this point. It's looking more and more like a season that will not end well for this team.
But they'll get another chance.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard, gets them another possession, and allows them to run even more clock.
Then breathe the pass to Muscala. Taylor against Smith to end the drought. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. Taylor's got his 2nd bucket of the night. Detroit leading by 10. Lure sets the pick for Smith. The feed to Lure. Knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lure. Hawks shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Plumlee with the screen. Here's Delaney, and the lead is down inside single digits. Delaney's got his 2nd basket. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. 44 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Here is Tolliver. He's covered by Muscala. 5 on the clock. Here's Ennis. Taylor with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 8. Passes it to Bembry. Here's Plumlee. 2nd chance shot. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the 1st. And he sinks the second. Pistons leading by 7. Here's Galloway. He's got 6. Lure the screen. Here's Galloway. He kicks it to Ennis from deep three-point range. The long distance three is buried. Ennis has got 10 points. And so it's Detroit going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We come back right after this. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
Just relax and play the game. Relax and play the game. Relax and play the game.
In case they forgot that, of course, from very invigorating words from Stan Van Gundy, repeating what he'd like to see more of them right now.
Yeah, and I think Coach feels they're getting too caught up in things that don't matter. Resetting their mindsets here. Let's see if it helps.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. And on the floor for Detroit here in the 4th. Anthony Tolliver out there with Ennis. Then it's John Lure. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Galloway in at the 2. Smith kicks to Tolliver. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Taylor. Rebound by the Pistons. Lure's got 5 rebounds tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
A different look here for Detroit. Griffin's checked in for Tolliver. Stanley Johnson comes in for Ennis. And it's Jackson in for Ish Smith. That free throw good from Galloway. The Hawks trail by 13. Delaney, the pass to Muscala. Out to the wing. Here's Collins. Atlanta again missing.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Here's Galloway. He's covered by Muscala. Here's Griffin. And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, the crowd got in here tonight and sat down, and that's where they stayed all night long. Extremely poised, which has led to a monster lead.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Atlanta. Ken Bazemore comes in for Malcolm Delaney. Schroeder kicks it to Bazemore. There's the pick. Dishes it to Dedmon. Back to Bazemore. Off the pick. And there it is for him.
Teammates love Dedmon because of his willingness to give up his body on screen plays like that.
The dish to Griffin. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Bazemore. Kennard's shot is off.
Looked a little bit forced. No reason for it either. The defense was not even in the frame.
Bazemore dishes to Dedmon. Rebound, Detroit. Fast break, Detroit. Johnson gets the bucket. And the Pistons lead by 15.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch. And then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Schroeder, and a miss there on the triple.
That's just poor shooting right now from him, and I'm not sure why he's even attempting those kind of shots.
And stolen by Prince. Bazemore gets the bucket. Bazemore's got 4 this quarter.
Gotta love how Bazemore just takes it to the defense on the drive and finishes that one easily. Shows no mercy when the ball's in his hands.
Griffin a screen on Schroeder. Here's Jackson. The rebound by Prince. The Hawks trail by 13. To the paint. Here's Collins. He's off on that one. Great D that time from Griffin. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Johnson against Prince from 15 feet away, and Griffin scores. The assist by Jackson. Jackson's got assist number 8 now on the night. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Over the decades, the way the league has grown, phenomenal, due in no small part to the leadership. Brent, what are some of the key traits you've seen of these 2 great NBA commissioners?
I think the one thing about both David Stern and Adam Silver that they have done a great job with is that they're approachable. There doesn't seem to be a time, at least in an NBA player's career, where they don't feel like they could either call the office and within maybe a day or 2 hear from somebody from the league office. But the fact that both David Stern and Adam Silver find their way out to arenas throughout the regular season, come to see every team, that approachability, I think, far and away sets those 2 gentlemen aside.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back, guys."
And so Bazemore nails both of them. And going into last season, Kent Bazemore commanding a salary in excess of $17 million. Greg, how did an undrafted player coming off his first starting season in the league get that kind of salary?
Timing is everything. Reflection of the market. You remember he had that huge spike in the cap. It's also a bet on his upside and work ethic. And with Bazemore, you see that the dedication to improve is there, and that's what made the Hawks comfortable with the contract.
Griffin passes to Drummond. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 3 assists tonight. The Hawks trail by 17. Schroeder with a screen on Jackson. Prince outside. Kicks to Collins. From the corner. Jump shot is good that time. 16 points for Prince. Pistons leading by 15. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Collins, and he dunks it down.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
The Pistons have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the 4th quarter. Jackson against Schroeder. Jackson, that's good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Bazemore with it. Fires the 3. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. Detman with the block, and they're able to recover. Count that bucket.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. Over Jackson in Atlanta again with the bucket.
Schroeder continuing to build his confidence, shooting the ball from the perimeter. I'd like to see him square up and sink those J's.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
We know that Blake Griffin gives you a lot offensively, but he's a very heady player. Even when not putting up the shot, he can cut well, moves to open spaces on the floor, and he has a great eye for what's going on around him. A terrific passer as a power forward.
And you talk about Griffin and his passing. I remember last season watching him, Brent, throw a behind-the-back, between-the-legs assist to a baseline cutter. Wow.
Well, your memory is rock solid, Kevin. I remember that play as well, and he's certainly in the conversation as being one of the best passing big men in the league. Has always put up big assist numbers, and some of the things that he can do, especially on the break, handling the basketball, can be just as impressive as a Blake Griffin dunk.
Lures checked in for Blake Griffin. Schroeder against Jackson. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. He dishes it to Lure. Here's Drummond. That free throw, no good. He's off on the second. The Hawks trail by 15. Dedmon dishes to Prince. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Drops in the tray. Bazemore's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, the defense very attentive to him in the first quarter, but he's finally gotten loose in the second and making them pay.
Now here's Drummond. D right on him. And Lure wide open. He shoots it. Gets an open look and hits.
Well, when you see a teammate over-rotate, you just swing it around. The perimeter's wide open.
Bazemore passes to Dedmon. Feeds it to Schroeder. Another three for Atlanta.
I mean, letting that guy shoot freely from out there, he's going to destroy you from the perimeter if you do that.
Johnson kicks to Jackson. Clock at 6. It doesn't go for him. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Here's Bazemore. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul called on the Detroit Pistons.
There he is, the product out of Kelford, North Carolina. Kent Bazemore has come a very long way during his short time in the NBA. Speaking of Kelford, that's got to be one of those places where everybody knows who you are. And Bazemore has that easygoing vibe when you get a chance to meet him.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The free throw dropped for Bazemore. And hard scrabble beginnings for Bazemore. Winners without heat. His mom worked 3 jobs to support the family. But what a success story for Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, an incredible story. You can see the work ethic that Kent Bazemore has and how those things have paid off for him. This is a guy who went undrafted, waited for an opportunity, and then pounced on it. The thing is with Kent Bazemore now, are you the type of player who wants to spend the money that you've earned, or do you want to earn the money that you've been given? I felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
Johnson the screen. Drummond dishes to Jackson. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Bazemore. Here's Drummond. Rebound Atlanta. Collins has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Prince. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Prince. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Detroit leading by 8. Here's Kennard. Here's Lure. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Great hustle on display, and you know what? It's paying off with those second chance points.
Atlanta with the ball. They trail by 11. Schroeder against Jackson. The offensive rebound. Here's Prince. Johnson with the block. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Knocked loose. Drummond passes to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Detroit needs to get off a shot here. Here's Drummond. They grab their own miss. And Lure kicks to Drummond. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. It's Prince on the wing. Schroeder outside. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Bazemore. Prince against Johnson. Johnson the screen. Jackson dishes to Johnson. Here's Lure. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Atlanta calls timeout.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
Ennis, he's checked in for Lure. The Hawks trail by 13, and it's time for an injury report. Now for an update on Blake Griffin's injury, let's go to David Aldridge.
Hi guys, the head athletic trainer for Detroit gave us some status update. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. We're well into this season, and that is the last thing this team needed. And that's going to make things much harder for them down the road. Kevin?
Appreciate that, D.A. Well, it's never easy for a player to go through what he's experiencing, Greg, right now.
But it is something that happens to almost every player. He's strong enough mentally to get through it. This we know.
And sometimes off the court, you work harder than you do preparing for a regular game. He'll get himself ready to go. Look forward to when he gets back on the court.
Here's Drummond, drilled from 11 feet out. Drummond's got 20.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
That's the kind of guy who does things that breaks the backs of their opponents because they're about wanting it more than the other guy you're up against.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Jackson passes to Kennard. Back to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Schroeder. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win
for the Pistons.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance. It was a big-time outing for Andre Drummond.
Just a force on the glass. Did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
Pass to Kennard. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And he makes the first. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Taylor. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kennard, the pass to Smith. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Blake, very strong game offensively. What gave you the confidence to take over?
I'm just putting in the work, and my teammates, honestly, believing in me and telling me to be confident at the end of the game. So I owe a lot to them. They came up with big plays. Just everybody working together.
Very good win for you tonight, Blake. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.